been a lot of years. Long road getting here. I don't really remember, a lot of it because I was pretty messed up. But, I think back, when did it first start? Most of the time I used to go back and think about the first time I ever picked up or had a drink or did anything like that. But, I think really it started a long time before that. It really started when I was a kid. I remember being a little kid, 8, 10 years old, and being angry and not understanding why, and just really busting out and putting my hand through walls and being depressed all the time. And I started ripping off cigarettes. And I went that way until about junior high, and then I started smoking dope and ripping off liquor from my friend's family. But it didn't last long, though. It kept getting worse. By the time I was out of junior high or high school, I'd smoked just about everything you could put in a pipe, opium, hashish, marijuana. Drank a lot, couldn't stop. I didn't actively use, so I thought for a long time, I didn't go out and get drunk and those kinds of things, but found out that there are other ways that addictions run your life. I was a workaholic, used to work all the time, sometimes 3 jobs at a time, never home, never got to really bond with my kids or get to know them. Always angry, always fighting, volatile relationship with my wife. After several years, I started acting out again and started drinking more and hitting the bars and the clubs, and money was always tight, it was an issue. And before you know it, I ended up, cheating on the marriage, and it got to the point where I was drinking all the time just so I wouldn't get sick. I had bottles in my desk drawer at work and would put it in my coffee, and if I didn't drink after every couple of 3 hours, I'd get really messed up and shaky and sick to my stomach. And finally I tried a couple of attempts to quit on my own, a couple of AA meetings, a couple counseling sessions, that kind of thing. I could quit for a little while and it never stayed, so before you know it, I'd start drinking again. It was an endless cycle. I just couldn't break it. Drugs, sex, working too much, anything that could push me to stay away from myself and this emptiness and this rottenness that I just hated about my life that I never really understood. Finally, one day after my second marriage failed, I had binged, I was drunk, and I'd slammed about 14 beers out of a case in about an hour. I guess I made a few phone calls in my drunken state, let a few friends and some people know exactly what I thought about him, and decided I'd had enough of it. I was depressed. I had messed up my second marriage. My life had fallen apart. I was broke. My kids didn't want to have anything to do with me. I decided I'd had enough. So I went out to the garage and I grabbed a razor knife and decided I'd had enough of life and was going to end it all. I guess somewhere in that whole scenario of everything that happened, I made a couple phone calls, as I said, to tell people what I thought, and a friend of mine called the police. They busted in and they arrested me just before I quit life. I gave me a choice of going to jail or doing rehab, so I went into rehab. But that's where Jesus found me again, and the Lord didn't give up on me all these years. I'd made other attempts to try to get my life together, and it didn't really come together for me until I put it all together and gave it back to Him and let Him take it. I used to spend a lot of time like this, a lot of years. But I'll tell you what, now it's been a lot of years since I've been here. I don't ever want to go back. It took the Savior to give me life again. He can keep it.